Guys, this modded Seiko SKX has been banished to my attic for many years because the very sight of it is like watching me set $400 on fire. I even put the worst NATO strap I owned on this guy out of sheer spite. So why does this modded Seiko make me so angry? Stick around and I'll explain. Hey guys, welcome back to the underground. I'm Mex, and I'd probably say that my journey into watch collecting started back in 1996 when I bought my first mechanical watch. But I can tell you I fell hard into this hobby back in 2018, binge watching content from the likes of TGV and Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. And it was from that moment where I was committed to modding my first Seiko. Now, before I get into that story, I want to ask you guys, if you like watch content, please smash that like button and consider subscribing to our channel. It really does help us make content just like this. So I'm going to start with a brief word on the iconic Seiko SKX007, which demonstrated the perfect balance of rugged reliability, affordability, and timeless design, earning its place as a gateway into mechanical watch collecting. Introduced in 1996 as a successor to the Seiko 7002, SKX, built on Seiko's diver legacy dating back to the 62 Mas of 1965 and the legendary 6105 worn by US soldiers in Vietnam. It features a 42.5 millimeter stainless steel case, 13.25 millimeter thickness, and a 46 millimeter lug-to-lug length, making it versatile for most wrists. Powered by the automatic Seiko 7S26 movement with a 41-hour power reserve, it's an ISO 6425 certified diver for 200 meters of water resistance. It has a unidirectional bezel and screw-down crown. The movement inside all SKX007s was Seiko's 7S26, which was praised for its durability and low-cost reliability, but more often criticized for lacking hacking and hand-winding features, inconsistent accuracy, and occasional issues with shock sensitivity that could affect the hairspring alignment. This was one of the common critiques among collectors in the YouTube crowd, and another major criticism was that Seiko only gave the SKX a Hardlex crystal, which is more prone to scratching than sapphire. I was determined to address both these shortcomings in my mod. Officially discontinued in 2019, the SKX007 was gradually replaced by the Seiko 5 Sports line, which mimicked its aesthetics but dropped key dive features like the screw-down crown and ISO certification. Despite its retirement, the SKX007 retains its reputation as the ultimate beater watch. Durable, stylish, and worry-free. For those reasons, it has achieved cult status among enthusiasts. Okay guys, so let's get to this Mex mod. Following the recommendations of TGV back in 2018, I reached out to Jeff Macy at Watchmakers 4 in New Hampshire. And here are the critical elements of my mod. First, the movement. I upgraded the 7S26 to a Seiko NH15C. This is made in Japan, produced by Seiko Instruments, as denoted by the SII on the right side of the rotor. It's hacking, hand-winding automatic movement with 24 joules and about 50 hours of power reserve. It beats at a rate of about 21,600 BPH. It's crazy to think, but this Seiko movement has Geneva stripes on the rotor and a gold-plated balance. Perfect to show off. I also added a Seiko stain exhibition case back to showcase the upgraded movement. Also, we have a sapphire double dome crystal with clear anti-reflective coating. I bought this from DLW in Singapore. I also bought the following from DLW watches. I'll put their link in the description below. Bezel insert, specifically for the SKX007, the GMT Batman ceramic bezel. And guys, look, I know it's silly to have a GMT bezel on a watch with a non-GMT movement, but humor me and just focus on the aesthetic. To be honest, if I had to do this again, this is probably where I would do something differently. I would get a 12-hour Batman bezel insert. I put on those Mercedes hands, as you see. And finally, Jeff recommended a SARB S crown because the SKX came with just a kind of a block, non-branded crown. So that was definitely an upgrade in my mind and for not a lot of money. I want to say that working with Jeff was a great experience. You'll have to deal with long lead times to have him mod your watch, but it's definitely worth it. He is very responsive, honest, and his attention to detail is a second to none. He is without a doubt one of the best professional modders in the US. Another really important factor for me in working with someone like Jeff Macy is that he has all the necessary equipment to test for water resistance. So obviously he opened up this watch not just to replace the hands, but to replace the movement. So it's absolutely critical in this dive watch that we know that it has water resistance, ideally up to the 200 meter level as originally advertised for the SKX. Jeff's equipment allows us to have that certainty, and he actually gives you the test report and all the photo documentation that this testing was done. Super important test here. So guys, here's the punchline. I bought this SKX007K new for $180. And then I put $415 worth of goodies into it. With so many micro brands on the market today, could I have bought a comparable watch for $400 or $500 with similar top-of-the-line components in it? Probably. More importantly, do bells and whistles like a hacking movement or a sapphire crystal really make a better watch? Maybe. However, I have to say that what I created out of this experience was a truly unique timepiece that had all the elements that I wanted in a watch, at least at that time. And I could also say that there's no other timepiece out there in the world that looks quite like this. Maybe besides a Rolex GMT Master 2. Could I have toned it down a little bit in terms of the components that I put in here? Sure. In fact, I may even tweak it a little more. Reflecting on that, I put this guy actually on a nice leather NATO from Worn & Wound because it should have a nicer place in my collection. So guys, what do you think? Did I ruin an iconic Seiko? Did I just flush $400 of my hard-earned money down the toilet? Or did I create a special piece that will create conversations for many years to come? Please let us know in the comments below. I really want to hear what you guys think about modding Seikos and specifically my modded Seiko. So again, please, if you've made it this far, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, my friends, stay precise.